I always start at the groin because it's thicker muscle. Just think that it's thicker muscle here and it thins towards the knee. So it's easier to take pressure in the thicker muscle versus the thin.
Yeah.
If their leg is up, it feels like my heel is floating in space to be able to deliver that deep
Me too.
pressure. If I get to where I want to use the heel, that's
Mm-hmm.
when I turn the toes in and let his leg externally rotate.
Straighten out your leg.
There you go.
The bottom one?
This one.
And then normally, see how your toes are here? I want you to bring them back up.
On scooting backwards.
It might be your pants. It might be the combination.
Yeah, it's probably-
Really, I mean, I always wear these pants that slide. Really, we should be wearing cotton or something that can kind of give a little more traction. I've always worn Fabletics. It's just what I wear.
And for him, he kind of tucks in.
I like
so you
'em.
Hold on to the
I like
ankle.
Lululemon's, just one of
'Cause
them,
this is
only
what
hairline.
happened.
So
This guy
Yeah,
was saying,
but try putting this down a little lower. Because basically where it is right now, that's where I would put the heel.
now,
But I kind of come in, give me your
this
arch.
work, and you see
So
that
why don't
you're
you use
not
this
quite
like part of your
perpendicular
foot
now?
and just
What I
flat
do is I want you to
against
scoot your keister over an inch
and
or two.
pull with your
There you go.
hands
'Cause now when you press
into
in,
that
you're
leg.
pressing in perpendicular.
So this
Now
leg
when you
basically is just
use
kind of like holding it into
I feel
place.
like
Your
he's
left
better
leg is holding in
position
place.
'cause he doesn't
This is the leg that's
move.
working here, and I just
When his leg is up,
press,
it's more
hold.
room for movement there.
press, hold.
You could still
Right?
broad, you know, foot press, then eventually, if you decide heel press.
Yes.
How many massage therapists?
Does body mechanics look good here? I can't see because I'm on the ground. Cool.
Do you need more pressure?
Slightly, yes.
Okay.
And that's one thing I was kind of telling her is that with her body weight, since she is lighter, those are gonna be some things for gravity and like angles and things like that.
So to get more pressure,
When I scoot closer,
well, I'm gonna walk you through it real quick. I'm trying to figure out what camera angle. Here's my guess. So if we have her knee here, okay, so if her leg is like this, what would happen if I took her knee and I brought it up here? Well, now what's the difference with her hamstrings if we start from that position?
a little bit more extended.
We've taken the hamstrings and lengthened them and then applied pressure. So we don't have to press as hard. Does it make sense?
Does that feel like it's more pressure?
Mm-hmm.
And what I had her do is sometimes, it'll do this to me all the time. I almost do it by rote because I've just done it so many times I don't think about it anymore. I almost always, when I get to this, I have to scoot my keister over an inch or two to get myself
The angle.
perpendicular to their femur. When I'm pressing in perpendicular, it's the most impact with the least amount of effort. So I'll start big and broad, and then in her case, it seems like you're Austin deep. You're like trying to use your heel. There you go. How's the pressure?
Good. It's funny 'cause I'm feeling it. I have some issues with my knee, I guess. I don't know. So as you're working here, it's kind of like starting to wake up over here. It's like, hey. I'm like, yeah, you're getting it. It's being affected by the hamstring work. So how are your hands feeling, everyone?
Good.
They feel like you've been working for like 2 hours?
No, it's
Right?
great.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Right now
And-
I would have done a couple of big shakes.
Right?
Good Lord.
And how are your legs starting to feel? Because we've all received a little bit,
I feel
Good.
right? So as you were watching this, you know, if you guys have watched a little bit of Thai, right? You knew what you were kind of like coming in to learn generally. Had you guys received Thai before today?
Very like from a jam.
Very cool. No, Minute Me,
One other person.
Ron.
no.
So is the sensation and is this work what you were kind of expecting when you like saw it visually? Are you kind of surprised by some of the sensation or?
I am surprised in the sense is like when I'm pushing in one area, I feel it in another, or if you're pulling on your legs, how much you feel it in the back of your hips.
Yeah.
Like I kind of expected it, but I don't know. It just feels.
It feels way more isolated than I thought it would be. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Feel way more like trigger pointy than you would think from someone just like pulling on your ankle, pulling on your It feels super isolated.
And that's just one example as to how like the consumer thinks. You know, like what are they thinking as they're seeing things? Well, first off, they don't see a ton of promotion for Thai because not a lot of people do Thai. So the market availability is vast. Like there's so many people that want to need this work that they're going to the dang stretch lab to get stretched by someone that's been trained for like what? How long's their training? Like a week? I don't know. I don't even know what they're trained for. But you know, they're going to Stretch Lab because they're wanting something different than deep tissue and Swedish. They don't want that.
Dancing you don't pay extra for.
So when we market, like we can bust out our cameras, right? Record ourselves doing this. As you guys go home and you're practicing on whoever you're practicing on, clients offering them a discount, you can do like, hey, I'll offer you a 2-hour appointment for the price of a 90-minute. You know, the way I did it whenever I was first starting was recording things so that way I could show them, you know, hey, like you could see this all day. You could see my marketing I'm doing, but until you feel what it is that I just took this class in, you're not really going to understand how good this stuff is, you know? So definitely, you know, I encourage you guys to do some recordings, video, promote yourselves on your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, whatever. I don't Twitter, but I do mess with those other 3. Whee! Sorry. this
I laugh because it reminded me. I hate that. Like TikTok is eating my brain. It's like wee.
No, I haven't been TikToking enough.
Or something like gets like catapulted somewhere, and it's like wee.
Yeah.
It sounded just like.
I'll tell you what, guys. Like TikTok is silly. But Robert's the one that got me into TikTok. But I love making TikToks in my work, and it's so funny. I'll make like the dumbest thing, and then like I'll get a client off of it. And I'm like, that's awesome. And I've been seeing lately, I'll see, I don't know how Vigero's doing it, but Vigero will show me a little, I can see like the little Instagram thing. So I'll know that somehow, I guess I have my Vigero linked with my Instagram. So they'll find me, I'll make a TikTok. There's a button there that connects TikTok to Insta. So I don't even have to F with my Insta. I just straight up stream.
Your TikTok straight to your Instagram.
Yeah. And then when I'm loading from my Instagram, I share it to my Facebook. So with one video, I've shared it 3 different places. Now, sure, of course, there's different ways we would market in those 3 different places. All social media is a little bit different. But if you're busy and you don't really love doing that stuff, it might be a little easier to do it the way that I do it because I knock it out.
I'm trying to learn how to TikTok right now, specifically for business, because I don't like social media. But
Yeah, TikToks is a lot of fun, and we can mess with it
Why do you
sometime.
not like social media?
I'm just not on it, and I just feel like
I have
somebody
to
wants
do.
talk to
I
me,
need to
they have
figure it
my
out.
number, and,
because
you
I-
know, I'm old school.
I was old school too, man. I would, for the longest time, I wouldn't get a booking thing, a booking application of sorts. I was pen and
Scheduling
paper.
software?
I wouldn't do it at first. For the longest time, I was pen and paper. And I even was reading a post about this in the Facebook group. These people are like proud to only take cash and to only use pen and paper. And I'm like, it only took a couple trips of me going to Colorado and being like, I am so effing annoyed that my clients cannot book me while I'm in the mountains because I have no signal. They can't reach, they can't book it at midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning when they wake up and they're like, I'm dying. So when I got that booking software, it definitely opened doors. And we can still be controlling, right? I can still approve or deny. I can still block my blocks out for my timing to, you know, I take hour breaks between my 3-hour appointments. If I do anything 2.5 or more, I'd give myself like an hour to 45, maybe 45 minutes for 2. But for longer appointments, I do an hour break, and you can still have control and block all that stuff out.
Yeah.
But my whole point is that what we see versus what it is are 2 different things. We have this expectations from what Thai, you know, the word, all these things. But once you finally receive the work, you're like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the next word is, why don't more people do this? Literally, it'll start to make you laugh doing this work, and they'll keep asking you the same questions. Why aren't more people doing this? Oh, man, I needed this. I just didn't know. It's crazy.
I knew this is what I was missing in my practice because before I became a massage therapist, I had injuries, and that's what got me into massage in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing Thai massage techniques, you know, to help me feel better. So then when I went to massage school, I was surprised that I didn't learn any of what
Helped
they were
you.
doing on me. And it was over time that, like, you know, seeing you guys and talking to other therapists, I'm like, oh, it's Thai massage, but I didn't know what the term was or.
Yeah.
Deep tissue? And
He
she's
goes,
my
no.
work is deeper than deep tissue. Contact me. And she like put her little business card there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. 'Cause
He was
the-
like, maybe I'll come up from San Marcos if you do a good deep tissue. And I was like, psh, the work I do is deeper than deep tissue. And I forget what else I said. Something like, I'll help you. I don't know. I forget what I said. I was
It's deeper than
direct.
deep tissue. She didn't say it's Thai. She didn't say it's on a mat. She didn't say, she's like, my work is deeper than deep tissue. Now, if that guy came and got a session, what is he going to say? Holy shit, that was deeper than deep tissue.
Mm-hmm.
Right?